Happy New Year's, guys. I am getting over my cold right now, so I know I sound really stuffy. I apologize for that. I'm not really a New Year's resolution kind of guy. I used to make them years ago, and then I stopped making them when they didn't really hold. So I actually more believe that if you want to make a change to your life, just make it whenever you want to. Don't wait till New Year's to do that, obviously. New Year's resolutions don't really work. If you ask most people who try to stick to something, you don't believe me, go to a gym in January. You're going to see how packed it is. Go back in February. It'll be empty, okay? People just don't stick with New Year's resolutions because that's really not coming from them. It's coming from a place of pressure that or feeling like, well, it's New Year's, so I can make a difference or I can make a big change, so I might as well commit to something now. But if you didn't do that before, you weren't really ready to do it because you're just you're doing it kind of following the crowd mentality for that kind of a thing. But that aside, I do want to say that if you're somebody that does wait for New Year's to make your resolutions and you do want to actually make some big changes to your life, I would challenge you to make this big change to your life and probably nothing else. You don't have to make any other changes, any other big commitments to alter things for yourself, because this one commitment that you can make to yourself will fix basically everything in your life. And literally, I do mean that, like literally. Relationships, health, exercise, diet, music, your career, everything will be fixed if you can make this one commitment. And that commitment is no longer make excuses for why you didn't succeed, okay? In anything. A relationship goes sour, you didn't stick with a diet plan, you didn't go to the gym as much as you wanted to, you didn't work as much as you wanted to, you didn't create as much tracks as you wanted to, you didn't get accepted by a library. I don't care what the failure or obstacle that you faced was. When you are faced with that sort of difficult situation, if your prior instinct and reaction was to make excuses and try to dig up a reason why it happened, and sort of like give yourself the victim identity so that you can kind of protect the ego and not have to sort of face hard facts and also accept what you could have done better, right? Which is a really tough pill to swallow for many of us. You've got to be able to change your reaction to what life throws at you. It's like, I really do think that that's the difference between people who do really well in what they want to achieve out of life and those who consistently kind of come up short. They're always just not getting what they want. And I think that really comes down to just how you react to your situations, because none of us can control what happens in life. None of us can control whether or not we get accepted by a library, whether or not we get a promotion at work, whether or not whatever, just most of the stuff that happens in life is sort of external to us. We just sort of get hit with sometimes terrible, awful things, sometimes great things. And a lot of times we're just on this weird, crazy, wild ride called life. And we don't really know what's really happening here. The only thing that you can do about that, though, is control how you perceive it, how you react to it, what choices you make to do to counteract these situations that happen in your life. So the two choices always are proactive and reactive, really is what you have. The proactive is where you say, no excuses, I'm not the victim, I'm gonna learn something from this, I'm gonna decide what I can do better next time and do it, and actually put myself in motion right now to do better about it. The reaction is just, okay, well, woe is me, and they were wrong to reject me, or that library doesn't know what they're talking about, or they didn't understand how great I am, and or whatever. It's probably just nepotism. They're probably, and the other caveat with all of this is that that all might be completely true. That's the big thing I want to get across to you right here in this video. Even if somebody uses somebody else's music, a library chooses somebody else over you, you get a promotion, somebody else gets a promotion over you. All of that might be true, that it's their cousin, or they just, they prefer somebody else's music because they know the person or whatever. And it might not be a really good reason why you didn't get into the door. That could be all 100% true, but you still have this choice of kind of cry over spilt milk, feel bad for yourself, throw yourself a pity party, make up excuses, blame them, all that kind of stuff. Or you can say, listen, that's life, right? Isn't nepotism a part of life? It sure is. I've seen it in this career, in this industry, in life in general. Life is not fair. Some people get preferential treatment just because they know people and all that kind of stuff, or whatever the issue is, right? Life is not fair, and the quicker you get your head around that and not expect things to be fair and start playing with the world as it is and kind of interacting with the world as it just happens to be, the happier you're going to be, the more successful you're going to be, and you're not going to be shutting yourself down and creating a sort of story about why you're not succeeding, right? Because that's what happens. Like, the more you victimize yourself, you call yourself the victim, you make excuses for yourself, the more you're creating a sort of story of your life of why you're not getting ahead. And what happens is the minute you see more nepotism or failure or rejection or something in the future, the story becomes a self-fulfilling prophecy. And then your subconscious mind tells you, see, I told you, it's not fair. People just don't want to, they don't want to help you out. They don't want to give you a shot. They don't want to give you a chance. It's just, you know, this industry is just completely screwed. So it's not working out for us, right? That's the story in the back of your mind looking for confirmation, right, of what you've basically been setting. So that's one story you can tell yourself, but I challenge you so honestly, sincerely, please make your story about no excuses, no victimhood. You can actually completely drive your career. You can drive your music licensing career, your relationship life, your work life, your family life. You can be in, you have a lot more control maybe than you realize, but it does take taking ownership and responsibility. You know, that's really where it comes down to. So that's my hope for you guys moving forward into this year. I've definitely been doing some, I gave the syndicate members kind of a pep talk the other day, including talking about some of the common mistakes with their tracks and kind of moving forward in the new year. No more excuses, no more, well, I tried and I didn't have enough time. Like, just cut all of that stuff out. All of this, all the disclaimers, all the sort of like, you know, putting a warranty out there for people like, well, I didn't have much time for this track, so hopefully, like, just stop all that stuff. Just do the work. Just do your best. Just do 100% all the time, 110% all the time if you can. Even if you face rejection, you don't get accepted, it doesn't work out the first time, you're going to feel much more powerful in your trajectory, in your career, in this business. That's really where it comes down to. So I'm not going to rant anymore on that one. There's just some thoughts that I had as we start this new year. I'm excited. We got some great, awesome things planned for this channel moving forward. So make sure you keep liking the videos, keep subscribing if you're liking this content, share with your musician and producer buddies. I want more and more people to be aware of the licensing business and the magical things that it can do for your music career if you're willing to do the work. It's going to take hard work from you. And I know that you're here and you're ready to do the work. So I'm excited to be a part of it. All of the links, all of my domains have been updated, so now I'm officially Sync My Music. That is the new brand here. That's the new image that we're going with, and so we're not changing that one. That one's sticking probably forever. I don't see any reason why that one would go away. So very excited about this new endeavor moving forward with you guys and into this new year. So thank you guys again for being a part of this awesome channel.